There's going to be a lot of people that miss it.
A group who helps the homeless now needing help themselves after they were suddenly kicked out of their longtime location. Plus, vigils uniting a Texas community in mourning as questions about a motive continue to surround the most recent school shooting. And find out where a flood warning is in effect for our area. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
You're watching ABC7 News at 6:30.
Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Topping our news tonight, a flood warning that has been issued for Manatee and DeSoto counties tonight. Our First Alert weather team is watching this and other updates from the National Weather Service. Here's ABC's 7's Wendy Ross with a first look at our First Alert weather today. Wendy.
Hello, Adam. It just doesn't end. It just doesn't end. It's all been coming in from the south, and it continues to move on up towards the north. And we get pockets of breaks, and even some sunshine came out earlier this afternoon along the beaches. But then more rain develops, and more of it is coming on in. And so as a result of all this wet weather, we have been getting the flood warnings that have been put into effect for portions of our area. And for right now, it's Manatee and DeSoto counties where we do have flood warnings in effect until Tuesday at 8 o'clock on both of these areas. And this is for along the Manatee River and also Horse Creek, which is near Arcadia. And then farther to the north along the Alafaya River, which is up in Hillsborough County, they do have a flood warning in effect until Monday night. So what we're looking at are more showers that are coming on through, and of course the thunderstorms that we had earlier in the day, those have now dissipated and have moved well out into the Gulf of Mexico. So right now we are looking at no thunderstorms developing, but we will continue to see the rain for a little bit longer. And then we'll let you know when we're finally going to get a real break, because we need a real break from it. We'll let you know when that's going to happen in just a few moments. Adam?
All right, thank you, Wendy. Now to the ongoing investigation in Texas. This morning, the state's governor attending a church service in Santa Fe to honor the 10 victims killed in the school massacre. Hours later, a funeral service was held for one of those victims. As ABC's Elizabeth Herr reports, 13 others were wounded in that shooting, and tonight 12 of them still recovering in the hospital.
With prayers and songs, the Texas governor joined the Santa Fe community at a church service before stopping by the small-town high school to pay his respects to the victims and their families.
We pray that God heal the hearts of the parents who have lost a child.
2 teachers and 8 students were killed in the Friday's deadly shooting, and Sunday afternoon a prayer service was held for 17-year-old Sabika Sheikh, an exchange student from Pakistan.
We are here today because we are united in a shared grief.
The confessed shooter, Demetrios Pagorchis, according to eyewitnesses, entered from the back of the school armed with 2 guns, and authorities say explosive devices, but none of those devices worked. Police say the guns used in the shooting belonged to the suspect's father. His attorneys maintain neither parent saw this coming.
When the incident started, they were as worried about their kid as everybody else was.
According to authorities, the motive remains under investigation, but Sadie Rodriguez believes her daughter, Shayna Fisher, was shot and killed because Demetrios had been pursuing Shayna for months, and her rejection made her a target.
Not even a week later, he just shoots everyone, you know, and shoots, and she was the first one.
In response, the suspect's attorney calls that pure speculation. Whatever the motive, the governor says his hope is that the suspect gets swift Texas justice. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, Santa Fe, Texas.
And this most recent school shooting provoking a response from a Suncoast lawmaker tonight. Local state representative for District 72, Margaret Good, is now pushing for a special session on education funding. Good writing to the Secretary of State in Florida today with that request. In her letter, she writes, quote, "Lack of adequate resources threaten the education and safety of our public school children." Good saying on social media, quote, "We can't expect schools to implement new security measures and provide the education our students deserve without adequate funding." The state approved over $150 million in school security funding this past session, nearly 3 times the previous year. If you'd like to read Good's full letter, it's up on our news app right now. If you don't have that app, you can Stay informed on up-to-the-minute breaking news in our area. Just go to your app store and search for WWSB or My Suncoast. A 5-month search for a fugitive wanted in the death of a Northport teen is finally over. Tyreek Bell is now in the custody of Sarasota police. Law enforcement tracking him down Friday night on Cumberland Road in Venice. Bell is charged with aggravated assault, robbery, and the murder of 18-year-old Trent Bartle Thomas. 19-year-old Trent Bartle Thomas. Back in January, police say Bell and another assailant barged into a Northport home and demanded money. Thomas, who was in the home, tried to stop those suspects wrestling with one man. Then he was shot from behind and killed. Bell's arrest comes just days after the U.S. Marshals Service announced a $1,000 reward for information leading to his capture. A woman is in custody tonight after deputies say she stabbed her boyfriend following an argument. Manatee County Sheriff's deputies responding around 6 a.m. this morning after a man was taken to the hospital with a puncture wound. Their investigation taking them to Wauchula Road near Mayak Elementary School. That's where they discovered the man had been in an argument with his girlfriend, Kristen Barbie, and that disagreement turned violent with Barbie stabbing him. She is now facing aggravated battery charges, and the man remains hospitalized in stable condition. An organization recognized for serving more than 1,000 free meals to the homeless every week is in desperate need of a new home. ABC7's Erica Jackson is here to share how Downtown Ministries helps the community and why it's now being kicked off the property it's used for years. Erica?
Adam, good evening. Downtown Ministries has been operating out of the Central Christian Church parking lot for the last 3 years and has been storing its supplies inside the church building for the last 16 months. But the church was sold recently, and the new ownership is not looking to continue the relationship. The organization is now looking for a new place to serve daily breakfast. Downtown Ministry serves around 200 meals every day to the working poor and homeless. Those in need can also get clothing, medication, personal hygiene items. The organization even distributed 250 refurbished bikes last year. Beyond that, the group's co-director says the love and encouragement goes a long way.
It's a huge thing for them, because not only are we filling physical needs for breakfast, for clothing, for hygiene items, for bicycles and so much more, but they start their day here.
This has really been a blessing to me since I've, got to my situation and, being homeless and everything.
Another organization, Narcotics Anonymous, meets nightly on the church's property. We're told they will also have to find a new place to operate. And coming up tonight on ABC7 News at 11, we'll share how the community can help Downtown Ministries operate, even if it's on a temporary basis. Adam?
All right, Erica, thank you very much. And now a warning tonight for some drivers. You might want to fill up those gas tanks sooner rather than later. The price of gas is going up. The average price of regular grade gasoline in the United States jumping 10 cents a gallon over the past 2 weeks, bringing the national average to $3. The reason? Higher crude oil costs and the phasing in of summer grade gasoline, which is used to prevent smog. Here in Sarasota, we haven't reached an average of $3 just yet. According to the Gas Buddy app, the average price of regular grade gasoline per gallon in Sarasota is $2.77, and the lowest price of gas per gallon is $2.67. Now to the new developments in Hawaii, with no end in sight for people living around Hawaii's Kilauea volcano. Lava flowing, earthquakes, and ash falls are just some of the threats that they are now facing. Late Saturday night, an active flow entered the Pacific Ocean and created a new threat, laze. That's formed when hot lava hits the ocean. It sends hydrochloric acid and steam with fine glass particles into the air, and yes, it is very hazardous. Laze can cause lung, eye, and skin irritation. The last few weeks of activity taking its toll on the people living too close for comfort to that volcano.
It's like the end of my world. I feel like my whole life's turned upside down.
There was also a magnitude 5 earthquake on the Big Island Saturday evening, and around midnight local time, a small explosion that created an ash cloud reaching up to 10,000 feet. Next tonight, a toddler is safe and sound after getting himself into a messy situation. Emergency crews and specialized rescue team responding to a dairy farm in Pennsylvania Saturday evening after a child became trapped inside a pit of manure. That pit 10 feet deep and underneath the barn housing dairy cows.
His whole body was actually setting on the manure. So he was completely above the manure, but if he would have moved around a lot, it would have been a different story. The manure is kind of like a quicksand, so the more you move, the more you sink.
While trying to keep the 3-year-old calm, crews in hazard suits descended from harnesses over the pit to rescue that child. Well, looking for something a little different, thousands came out to the Bradenton Area Convention Center today. The crowd hoping to snag one of the 5,000 rare and exotic fruit trees. It's now in its 30th year. This sale features favorites like mango, banana, and avocado.
Now I have a food forest. All the mangoes and every tropical fruit you can think of I got growing in my yard.
Now that sounds like a nice little backyard. Funds from today's sale will go in part to demonstration gardens around the Suncoast where people can learn about growing tropical fruit in our area. Sign me up for that. And coming up here on ABC7, Wendy Ross returns with to tell us whether or not we are going to be seeing a repeat of all this rain in the week ahead, and a look at the festivities as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex celebrate their first day of marriage.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand with no surprises and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 4 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
My credit score was not that great.
I didn't understand what went into my credit score.
It was overwhelming.
Do you want to attain better credit health but don't know where to start? Credit Sesame can help by providing you a free credit score.
I love the app. It's so easy to use. It's like having your own financial coach.
Credit Sesame broke my credit score down into things that I understood, and it made me think I can do this.
And the awesome thing about Credit Sesame, it's free.
It's 100% free.
You don't need to go it alone. Get started today at creditsesame.com.
I'm Anne. I'm a scientist.
Recycling takes a team.
Why don't you let me and me help you out?
Everyone plays a part. Don't trash
I love taking stuff apart and building new things out of it.
what could be treasure.
Pal's my most advanced android. This is awesome. You haven't seen anything yet.
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Growing up, my mom was afraid of the water, something she did not want me to feel.
So I enrolled Missy in swim lessons.
It changed my life.
Missy Franklin.
And now you can do the same for someone that you love.
There's nothing more precious than your child's well-being.
So act now, before it's too late.
Make us fly! I'm glad I did.
Thanks, Mom. Visit usaswimmingfoundation.org to find, get, or give a swim lesson.
Well, another gloomy Sunday here on the Suncoast, Wendy, and you can take a look here at this video. This is from Anna Maria Island. The beach, obviously, captured just a few hours ago during a rain break. Maybe not the landscape we're used to seeing out there as those clouds roll in, kind of a warning sign. But Wendy, how much more of this can we expect, I guess, this week?
Oh my goodness, we're going to continue to see the rain tonight. Yes, still. It's still showing up on radar, so we still have the rain showers. They're going to be lessening, though, so we're not going to see as strong a chance of rain throughout the overnight time period. This is what it looks like on our tower cam. We're looking out towards the west over Sarasota Bay, as you can see, and we still have a great deal of cloud cover, but a little bit of a break is taking place along the coastline. But we still have the showers coming from the south to the north, and of course that has prompted the flood warnings that we now have in effect over portions of Manatee County and DeSoto County, and this is for the Manatee River and also Horse Creek, which is near Arcadia. And then farther to our north in Hillsborough County, we also have along the Alafaya River, we also have the flood warning in effect there. This is the reason why. Take a look at these rainfall amounts. Pick your spot and you'll be able to see pretty much what we've seen over the past 24-hour period. 5 to 5.5 inches of rain, over 5.5 inches of rain in some portions in Sarasota County. A little farther down to the south in the Charlotte County area, we're seeing over 4 inches of rainfall. And then even farther to the east, 3 to 4 inches of rain. And then as you move on up towards the north, we're looking at over 3 inches of rainfall moving into Manatee County. And then along the coastline, not as much rain, but you just get a little bit away from the coast, and we're seeing 2 to 2.5 inches of rainfall all across our viewing area. And the rain is going to continue, but it is not going to be as much likelihood of showers developing after 7 o'clock tonight. We've got a 50% chance of rain up until about 7, and then after that we're going to lower those rain chances down to a 20 to 30% chance during the overnight time period. But the problem is rain comes back again tomorrow, so we don't get much of a break tonight. We are going to see these showers, but we've got more moisture down here, and all of this is just streaming on up towards the north. So most of Central Florida, South Florida, now North Central Florida getting affected. We're seeing it along the coastline as well as you move farther to the north of us. And so these showers are going to be coming on in. Some breaks in the rain, and then if it isn't raining, it's cloudy. Well, we could deal with that right now because we would love to see a bit of a break. And we did have some thunderstorms earlier in the day. Those have now dissipated, and so we're going to start to see things clearing out. And radar is starting to show some gaps now, and that's some good signs. But what we're going to see for the future cast is that we get a break, and then more rain starts to stream on in, and you'll see some showers down around Northport, Englewood, Punta Gorda, parts of Venice. We'll also see the rain, and then again breaks and more rain back into the picture for the early morning hours tomorrow. So just keep that in mind. It's not going to be out of the way yet. We're going to get more to a normal pattern beginning on Tuesday with afternoon showers coming on in, partly cloudy skies during the morning. So our future cast for the rest of tonight is showing that we still have plenty of heavy rain showers down here to the south, and all of this is just continuing to move on up towards the north. But here's worse news. This is for later in the week. Starting around Friday, Thursday, there's the possibility of developing low-pressure system right off the Yucatan Peninsula, and it is expected to move on up towards the north. Possibly even other models are showing it going across the southern part of the state and over towards the Carolinas. Either direction it takes, it's going to bring more rain for us starting next weekend. So today we got up to a high of 81 degrees. We'll keep our temperatures back up in the 80s over the next several days, and we're going to see another 60% chance of rain on Monday. We lower those chances just a little bit over the next couple of days. That developing low, we're going to start to see more and hear more about that on Friday, and then we've got another big chance of rain Saturday for next week over the Memorial Weekend, and that's up to a 70% chance of rain. Adam?
All right, thank you, Wendy. The excitement from the royal wedding continuing tonight. The new Duke and Duchess of Sussex celebrating their first day of marriage today. ABC's Molly Hunter is in Windsor, England tonight with a look at the happy couple.
It all happened so fast. Prince William behind the wheel, Kate in the passenger seat, and the newlyweds in the back. Like the small crowd, even we were surprised. They're coming home to London's upscale neighborhood of Kensington. Of course, they're in the palace, but this is where they'll start married life. And they may need a bit of a break after this weekend. The crowds and the ceremony live broadcast, it was one for the ages. The new Duke and Duchess of Sussex kissed not once, but twice, and the second on the cover of every British tabloid today. The Observer trumpeting two people fell in love and we all showed up. The Sunday Express, so in love. And The Sun calling it Kistery, Harry and Meg's historic change for the monarchy.
I think having Meghan as a mixed race person in the royal family will do amazing things for cultural integration in this country and worldwide, because they'll be such an iconic couple.
And some might say already iconic. The monarchy has a new face today, and they're just getting started.
And the couple is back at home. They're also heading straight back to work. Their first appearance is on Tuesday at an event honoring Prince Charles's 70th birthday. Then, hopefully, a little bit of rest. They're headed off on their honeymoon, hopefully very far away from here. Molly Hunter, ABC News at Kensington Palace.
Now, sports.
Well, to say the Tampa Bay Rays season has been a roller coaster so far would be an understatement, but after the low expectations the team had coming out of spring training, getting to 500 for the first time is something to be admired. Daniel Robertson, hitting his 5th homer last night, a grand slam to help the Rays to their 6th straight win. Rookie left-hander Ryan Yarbrough picking up his 4th win of the season, giving up just 1 earned over 6 innings. Tampa Bay Rays in position to sweep the Angels with their final game this afternoon. The score in that game currently 3-1 in the bottom of the 7th. And it's the Angels that are up. And while the Rays flourish, their division rival Baltimore slipping deeper into mediocrity. The Orioles called rookie David Hess back up to face the Red Sox after his success recently against the Rays, but today not so lucky. That was J.D. Martinez with a homer in the 2nd inning. Then in the 5th, Andrew Benintendi hitting a 2-run homer off Hess. He'd give up 1 more to Martinez, and the Orioles losing to the Red Sox 5-0, even though they out-hit the Boston team. In hockey, the Las Vegas Golden Knights had a chance to punch their ticket to the Stanley Cup with a road win today. Las Vegas with a chance to become the first expansion team in sports to reach a championship in their first season. Final rush of an early power play. Golden Knights forecheck forcing a turnover, and Alex Tuck finds Twine for an early 1-0 lead. Then after another first period face-off, blink and you might have missed it right there. That's Josh Morrissey tying it with a rocket slap shot. The Golden Knights getting the lead back next period with a long deflected shot, and that would be the final score. Las Vegas heading to a Stanley Cup final in their first ever season. And what a turnaround in the Eastern Conference for the Tampa Bay Lightning, who won their 3rd straight game against the Washington Capitals to take a series lead heading into Game 6. Defense has been key in the Bolts' recent success, most of it goaltending, but also the gritty two-way play of Ryan Callahan, who had that deciding goal on a hustle play Saturday night. That effort not lost on teammates like Tyler Johnson.
I love Callie. He's a guy that you definitely need them on your team. He literally does everything. He's a guy that when you watch play, he just kind of picks everybody up by doing the right thing constantly over and over again, sacrificing so much. And he's just a big voice in the locker room. He's just a really, really big part of our team.
The team jumping on a plane to Washington, D.C. today to get ready for Game 6 tomorrow night at 8 p.m. A win would put Tampa Bay in the Stanley Cup. More to come here on ABC7. Stay with us.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
They are the greatest fighting force the world has ever seen. But what does it take to bridge the distance and keep them connected to family, home, and country? What does it take to strengthen our service members so they can be the greatest force for good in the world? It takes a force. Be a force behind the forces. Give today at force.uso.org.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
I'm Deshauna Barber. In 2016, I was proud to win the title of Miss USA. What makes me just as proud is my service in the U.S. military. In the service, a soldier gains skills and learns values like discipline and leadership. That makes them an asset to any business that hires them. If you're an employer, on behalf of Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, remember to hire smart and bet on a vet. Visit saluteheroes.org or call this number to learn more.
Dear parents, it's time for a pop quiz. What's the best kind of play for kids? Play that makes us think? Or helps us pretend? Or teaches us rules? Or to be creative? Actually, every kind of play is important because different kinds of play give us different kinds of skills. Help us mix up the ways we play. Okay, class dismissed. Now go play.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC7 News app.
Well, brace yourself for a rainy finish to the weekend. It's not going anywhere.
It is not going anywhere. So we've got another chance for rain for tonight, and we've got those rain chances lessening quite a bit after 7 o'clock. So beginning at 7, we're going to see like a 20 to 30% chance of rain, but temperatures will be in the 70s, and of course we're going to see those winds coming in out of the east, and they're fairly calm, but over the next several days, notice a 60% chance of rain on Monday, and then we keep those rain chances 40 to 50% until next weekend.
Yeah, I was about to say, same time next weekend, everyone.
My goodness. Oh,
like a broken record over here.